Hello and welcome to The Late Late Show. My name is Luke Alexander and we have got a huge lineup here tonight. We've got the star from the very first blockbuster hit called The Deliverer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Luke Alexander. How are you, buddy? Oh, I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much for having me here. It's been a pleasure. Okay, well, let's hear about this new film of yours. Who do you play in the film? Well, I play the kid who's got a liver transplant, and their story is about how he has a liver condition when he was born called biliary atresia, and it's absolutely devastating. It turns the whole family life upside down, and we follow him through operation after operation, and thankfully he pulls through. But unfortunately, 12 years on, he has to have a liver transplant, and that again sets the family into turmoil. But thanks to charities such as the Tackers and the British Transplant Games, they managed to pull through stronger than ever, and it's actually a beautiful story. How does your character within the film cope with this dramatic process of having a liver disease and a liver transplant? Now that's a good one. We could have gone for two different aspects here. We could have gone like negative approach that some families do take, but we decided to take the positive approach, where whenever a choice or a bad scenario hit them, they always look for the bright side of it. They always look for the positives, and that's what makes this film so beautiful. So how does your character deal with going constantly in and out of hospital? I mean, not only would it have an effect on the kid itself, but how would it affect the family as well? That in itself, that's a question that we sat down before the film. We actually really thought about ourselves, because the stereotypical story is they have supportive friends, they have supportive family, and it's a nice journey. But the harsh reality is that sometimes it's not like that. Because he has his transplant at 12, which is quite phenomenal that he lasted that long with a liver disease, that's when he started high school, or senior school, sorry. And that means that when he was in and out of hospital so much, he wasn't in the time when they were making friendships. And because of that, every time he went back to school, it would feel like the first day of school. You see him feel isolation, you see him with trust issues and everything. It's quite raw in emotion. We found that this process is very similar to grief. No one knows how to physically handle or how to cope with it, because it's something you'd never expect to happen, and it's just so, it's quite difficult in a way to actually present it in films. Some people take it differently. For example, some parents might overwork themselves in their jobs to try to show their love, but in a different way. But then some might overprotect their child. It's just different ways of dealing with it, trying to show their love to the child. So throughout the film, how does your character deal with it? So we found, when we were studying for the film, we found that the smallest things really helped the character a lot. Like just a pop into the hospital, just to talk to them, or a walk in a park near the hospital. Like that really, really benefited the child, and it's really powerful. There's small acts of kindness. Now, finally, now this must be a hugely hard role to get into. What helped you get into character? So this was quite a hard role to get into. So I spent 16 years with a family. It's a different insight into disability, and they redefined the term living with a liver disease, and it's just so beautiful seeing them turning their weakest element into their strongest asset, and it's just so beautiful. And it's amazing that they went through the darkest of stuff with a smile on their face. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for on the show tonight, but join me next week when I'll be speaking to David Tennant's stunt double. That's all we've got time for, folks. Good night. The point I'm trying to make here is that no matter what condition you have, your disease or your condition does not define who you are as a person. I am the person I am today because of charities such as CLDF, British Transplant Games and Tackers. And because of that, I'm proud to say that I have a scar, and I'm proud to say that I have those experiences, and I'm proud to say that I have a transplant.